Welcome to Coppell Blue. This month, we're spotlighting the Coppell Police Department's 5th annual motorcycle competition. Later in the show, we'll talk to the event coordinator, Officer Josh Jackson, and we'll hear from Officer Casey Sessions, who represented the Coppell Police Department in the competition. But first, we want to show you some highlights of the event. Police officers from all over the state came to test their skills. They raised money for a good cause and had fun doing it. Take a look.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Peyton Lane from Grapevine, Texas. Welcome to the 5th annual Coppell Motorcycle Police Rodeo.
Thank you everybody for coming out to the 5th annual Coppell Police Motorcycle Competition. This was the biggest event we've hosted yet. We had 5,000 people, 55 riders from all parts of Texas. We had a young lady from the Grapevine officer's daughter that sang national anthem. We're very honored to have her sing, as well as to have Johnny Bell, Fort Worth officer that was shot in the line of duty. He was one of our honorees at the event, and he actually has participated in our rodeo as a competitor in the past. He was an active motor officer the day that he was shot. It just happened to be raining that day, and so he wasn't on the bike. It was back in January. He was actually shot 5 times by the suspect before the suspect was ultimately killed. Johnny was very excited, and we were very excited to have him join us. Being in motors is very much a brotherhood, and to have him up there being honored as American hero, which he is, meant a lot to us as a Coppell Motor Unit and a lot to the competitors. We were really excited to have Officer James George from North Richland Hills sort of organize the parade of bikes. We had every bike manufacturer represented, from the old Kawasaki KZ1000 to the Honda ST1300, the BMW RT1200, Harley Electric Glide, and Road King. They all rode in 2 by 2 with their lights on, and then they lined up 5 bikes deep for the opening ceremony. And after the opening ceremony, we had a couple rider meetings and judges meetings, and then we got rolling right at 9 o'clock. We had the first riders out the gate. We had 2 separate courses. We had an individual A course and B course. Riders had a chance to ride each course 1 time. And then in addition to that, we had the 4-man competition, which is, if you imagine a headless snowman, they're 22-foot circles, and you have 4 motorcycles, 900-pound motorcycles, 700 to 900-pound motorcycles going through there as quickly as possible and as safely as possible. We had a two-man competition, which was held on course B. That was the one closest to all the majority of the vendors. That was a one-shot deal. Two guys had to follow each other through. We had the Coppell Challenge, which is a competition. It's a large intersection, sporadic cones in there. The first rider has a minute and a half to make the second rider either ride out a course, knock over a cone, set his foot down, and then they move on from there. And then we had the slow ride competition, which is a 12-foot section of roadway, and the whole goal is to ride it as slowly as possible.
I rode in the competition as the only representative of the Coppell Police Department, as the other officers had to maintain the behind-the-scenes running of the competition. So I was thankful that I was able to compete. It was two courses set up, as Josh described, an A course and a B course. They are different courses. One is a little more technical, and one is a little moves along a little faster. It's referred to as a speed course. And the courses are 4 to 5 different cone patterns set up where you have to maneuver through the cones, a lot of twists and turns, tight circles, things of that nature. And so it really tests your skill set as a rider. It's a totally different maneuverability and driving skill set as opposed to just normal street driving for your average person. There are many cone patterns that are available to motor officers. You can find them on the internet. And what David Gelsthorpe, the officer that designed our competition courses, he picked several off the internet. And each course is set up of 4 to 5 different cone patterns. And they're designed in such a way to make a smooth transition from one pattern to the next to make one complete course with various turns and circles and some straightaways to build up speed. Well, the object is to try to make it through each course as quickly as possible without running into any cones, driving out of the pattern, or putting your foot down or dropping the motorcycle, or driving the course in the wrong way, making an incorrect turn. Some courses are designed to you have to turn one way, and so if you turn the opposite way, that would be a deduction and add time to your score. So if you were to hit a cone, that would add a second penalty to your time. If you knock one over, it adds 3 seconds, and if you happen to put your foot down, that adds 5 seconds to your time. There's a lot of transitions, so you have to really be able to turn your bike quickly, but you go from a full lock position on your handlebars one direction, and then you have to immediately go back the other direction. So that is, that we call it transition riding, and that is a difficult thing to do, especially in tight confined spaces. I ride the BMW R1200 motorcycle. It's a little different than, say, your Harley or your Kawasaki. I have to lean my bike more, so that does add to the difficulty of handling that particular style of motorcycle. And what I try to do, what I look for, is just try to ride as clean as possible. I didn't ride as well as I would like to, obviously, because I didn't place, but I felt like I rode well, and I had a great time doing it.
Some of the other things that we're honored to have this year is Rhett Matthews, one of our K-9 officers, and Kenneth Cochran, one of our former K-9 officers, did a live demonstration with Rhett's dog out at the site, which is always a hit. We had a custom bike show again this year, which is the 2nd annual custom bike show. We had, I think, twice as many entries this year and 3 winners. All that will be on our website, coppellmotorrodeo.com. In addition to that, we had numerous booths out there. We had multiple vendors that chose not to have a booth, but we did, and all those are listed on the website as well. But we also had booths out there, some new ones, Whataburger, North Texas Crime Commission, which is a $5,000 sponsor this year. We also had some bike manufacturers out there, Zero Motorcycles, bike accessories, Motolights, clothing manufacturers, GT distributors, 511, among many others, Liberty Mutual, more than I can recount right now. Wheeling, we actually had Care Flight come out and land for demonstration purposes as well, and that was very exciting. We had Huffines, Dodge City McKinney came out. It was a lot of fun to have all the vendors out there, and I think they all had a really good time. We have winners in every category. The overall winner in the Coppell Challenge, which is probably the most fair competition, where all bikes are sort of created equal in it, was Donnie Williams out of McKinney PD. This is actually his third year to have the fastest, cleanest time over all the courses, course A and B, and then also win the Coppell Challenge. All the other results can be found on our website. In addition to that, the main reason that we do the competition is to raise money for Metroplex Cops. Metroplex Cops is an organization that helps families of fallen officers. Last year we were able to donate $20,000. This year we were blessed and we were able to donate $30,000 to Metroplex Cops, bringing our grand total up to $76,000 in 4 years.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say I think that Officer Jackson did a great job of organizing it. But just the overall camaraderie with the other officers, as Officer Jackson had mentioned, we had officers from all over the state, from Corpus Christi to Houston, and when we go to other competitions, a lot of times there are a lot of the same faces there, guys that you may not see on a regular basis. So it's good to, like I said, for that camaraderie and developing those friendships that last beyond just the competition.
Sort of in summary of everything, my favorite part of this whole event and why I've sort of taken this as my thing to do throughout the year is to see the community involvement, to see our Coppell Citizen Police Academy involved. We've got numerous CPAC members that are involved for months upon months upon months, helping in every aspect you can think. Our department, our fire department, our Metroplex Cops, the group that we help, and so many others. Steve Childress, the North Texas Crime Commission. There's more people than I have time to thank on this video, and that's absolutely my favorite part about this. It's just to see all the outpouring of love for the families of fallen officers.
As you can see, we had a great time at this year's police motorcycle competition. We here at the police department would like to thank all the participants, the volunteers, and the fans who came out to support the event. That's our show for this month. We thank you for watching, and until next time, be safe.